The air in the village was thick with the scent of red earth and charcoal smoke. Mr. Tunde Adewale stepped out of his car, city shoes sinking into familiar soil. Years in boardrooms hadn't erased these memories. He returned not to retire, but to learn from the wisdom of farmers and elders, hoping his ideas could truly take root here. The great baobab tree stood as it always had, a silent witness to generations. Its strength came not from conquering but from deep roots and giving shade, sustenance, and wisdom. Mr. Tunde realized Africa doesn't need foreign strategies. We just need to remember who we are. Our greatest resource is ancient wisdom, Ubuntu, Sankofa, guiding us to build, collaborate, and thrive together. The baobab strategy is not about inventing something new, but remembering something old.
Welcome back, Tunde. We've heard you're bringing your big city knowledge, but will your strategy fit into our village stew?
Chief Luca, respected elder, greeted Tunde warmly, his eyes seeing past the suit to the heart within. The village stew, rich, communal, made from many hands, was the perfect metaphor. Tunde replied, "Strategy isn't about fitting in, it's about growing from what we already have." The crowd murmured in approval. The strategist was home. Africa's strategic DNA is rooted in its own history and wisdom, not just imported models. The baobab strategy shifts focus from boardrooms to village squares, blending tradition and innovation. By embracing Ubuntu and Sankofa, Africa can build a future that's both modern and deeply connected to its cultural roots. The baobab strategy redefines strategy as a living, breathing organism, rooted in local culture, values, and history. Like the baobab tree, strategy must adapt, grow, and nourish its community. Success is measured not just by profit, but by social impact and community strength. Africa's time is now, its future lies in confidently embracing its past. Under the great baobab tree, Zuri Mwangi met aspiring entrepreneurs, not as a distant consultant, but as a partner in their journey. She believed African business is deeply personal, woven into the community's fabric. An enterprise here must have a soul, a purpose that serves its people. This is the baobab strategy, building businesses rooted in purpose, resilient and enduring for generations.
Zuri looked at the young entrepreneurs before her. Ambitious, full of ideas. She asked, "Before money or products, ask yourself, why does your business exist? Profit is fuel, not the destination. The real question is, what change do you want to create? That's your why. Purpose is the fire that keeps you going. Start with your why. It's the root of every great enterprise." In Africa, your mission is your promise to your people, a sacred pact, not just a slogan. It should be simple enough for a village elder to understand, yet inspiring for a child. Move beyond jargon. Your mission must focus on real impact, like providing fresh, affordable food so children grow strong. When crafted as a promise, your mission guides every decision and builds trust. Your mission is your promise for today. Your vision is the bold picture of tomorrow. The mission grounds you, but the vision inspires, showing what's possible for your community and continent. Like a rudder and a sail, both are essential. The mission steers, the vision propels. Together they build a future worth striving for. Ubuntu means I am because we are. In African business, success is collective, not just individual. When companies embrace Ubuntu, they lift up their communities, customers, and competitors alike. Values like community, integrity, and stewardship guide every decision, ensuring businesses grow not just bigger but better.
Mr. Tunde gestured to the baobab tree. "This tree is our model," he said. It provides, endures, and unites, serving its community every day. Like the baobab, build your business with a mission to serve, a vision to last, and values of generosity and resilience. That is how you create a true legacy. After Zuri's lesson, Mr. Tunde introduced Kofi, a Ghanaian cocoa farmer, to the next step, understanding his environment. A vision without a clear view of the road ahead is just a dream, he said. At the bustling village market, Mr. Tunde explained that strategy is learned from those who adapt daily, like the goat herders. This was the baobab strategy in action. At the livestock pen, an old herder proudly showed his strong billy goat. Mr. Tunde turned to Kofi. Every strategy begins with knowing your strengths. What is your prize goat? For Kofi's cooperative, it's not just the cocoa beans, but their unity, heritage, and trust. These are the true assets to take to market and to share with the world. Mr. Tunde pointed to a scrawny goat. Kofi, we must be honest about our weaknesses. What is your scrawny goat?
Our packaging. We sell world-class beans in plain sacks. It doesn't reflect the quality inside. Our logistics. We lack our own transport and rely on old trucks. We are not businessmen. We lack skills in marketing and finance.
These are the hurdles they must overcome. Having confronted the internal realities, Mr. Tunde shifted their focus outward. He guided Kofi to a spot where traders were gathered, sharing news and gossip from distant towns and even from the capital city. Strategy is not just about looking at your own goats, Kofi. It's about listening to the entire market. A clever herder hears whispers of a new festival in a neighboring village where people will pay a high price for meat. He hears about a new road being built that will cut his travel time in half. These are opportunities. They are external factors, positive trends that you don't control, but can definitely take advantage of. What are the whispers you hear in the wind? Kofi thought about the recent news he had heard from a cousin who worked at the Ministry of Trade.
There is a new government initiative to promote direct trade. They want to help cooperatives like ours bypass some of the middlemen and sell directly to buyers in Europe and America. They are offering training and even some grants.
Mr. Tunde nodded enthusiastically. Excellent! That is a powerful tailwind for your business. It is a door that is opening. What else? Think about the customers themselves. What are they looking for these days? This prompted Kofi to think about global consumer trends he had read about.
People in other countries seem to be more interested in where their food comes from. They talk about bean-to-bar chocolate. They want to know the story of the farmers. They are willing to pay more for products that are ethical and organic.
Suddenly, one of his weaknesses, his cooperative's old-fashioned chemical-free farming method, was transformed when viewed through the lens of this external opportunity. What they did out of tradition was now a highly valuable marketing story. Their heritage was not just a point of pride, it was a potential gold mine in the modern market.
And there is one more thing. They are expanding the port at Tema, and there is talk of building a new agricultural export hub not far from our region. If that happens, it would solve our logistics problem almost overnight. We could get our beans to the ships faster and cheaper than ever before.
Mr. Tunde smiled. The picture was becoming clearer. The opportunities were significant. Government support for direct trade, a growing consumer demand for ethical products, and new infrastructure development. These were the favorable winds they could set their sails to catch. Just as optimism grew, Mr. Tunde reminded everyone, threats come from outside. Like a herder watching for wolves, farmers must stay vigilant. Cocoa prices rise and fall beyond their control. Big companies and climate change add to the challenge. These threats shape their future, so they must prepare together. Mr. Tunde sat with Kofi, reviewing their SWOT analysis. Now let's look deeper, he said. Political and economic forces shape our path. Who makes the rules? What about the economy? Prices, inflation, currency. These aren't just obstacles, but factors we can manage. With the right awareness, we can turn challenges into opportunities. Mr. Tunde explains for social, how people live, what they value, and the trends shaping their choices. He pointed out the shift. People want products with purpose, not just products. Kofi's cooperative, with its heritage and organic methods, is ready to ride this wave. Next, T for technological. Even a simple mobile phone can transform business. Technology isn't just a threat, it's a huge opportunity for small players to connect, grow, and compete. Mr. Tunde finished the PEDESTAL scan, highlighting environmental and legal factors. Climate change is a threat but also an opportunity for innovation. Your commitment to organic, sustainable farming is your brand. Knowing the laws and regulations is essential for success. With this knowledge, your journey truly begins. From the vibrant village market to the formal government boardroom in Abuja, two worlds shape Africa's future. At the center stands Nkechi Obasi, a bridge between powerful ministries and small entrepreneurs. Her mission: ensure national strategy includes not just the giants but the agile startups, the gazelles, driving innovation and growth for all.
Honorable Ministers, Africa won't develop if our small businesses are only taught to dance to the rhythm of elephants. We need strategies that don't just protect the gazelles from being trampled. We need strategies that clear the ground and create space for them to leap. The natural agility and speed of a gazelle are assets that the entire ecosystem needs, but those assets can only be realized if they have room to run. My proposal is simple, Minister. Incentivize the creation of local innovation zones. Not massive, expensive science parks, but small, agile hubs in urban centers and even rural areas. Link them directly to our National Development Framework, to Agenda 2063. Let's provide tax breaks for co-working spaces, reduce the regulatory burden for new business registrations within these zones, and create mentorship programs that connect retired experts like Mr. Tunda with young innovators like Zuri Mwangi. Let's not just talk about supporting youth, let's give them space to breathe and build. The first pillar of my proposal is innovation zones, regulatory sandboxes where startups can experiment without being crushed by bureaucracy. Startups face the same rules as giant corporations, which stifles new ideas. In these zones, regulations are simplified for a trial period, letting entrepreneurs test innovations like drone delivery for medical supplies. If the pilot works, we learn how to regulate. If not, we fail cheaply and learn anyway. We create a safe space for failure, essential for real innovation. The second pillar is access. Big companies have teams for government contracts, startups don't. I propose a simplified procurement track for small businesses. If just 5% of non-critical government contracts go to businesses with fewer than 20 employees, we instantly create a huge market for startups. This isn't a subsidy, it's a guaranteed first customer. The third pillar is mentorship. I propose a national program where senior executives and retired civil servants mentor startups in these zones. Elephants have experience and networks. Gazelles have agility and fresh ideas. By connecting them, we transfer wisdom and spark innovation. Both sides benefit. Elephants learn new trends, gazelles get guidance to scale. Some may say this is government picking winners, but it's not about favoritism. It's about building a balanced ecosystem where big and small businesses create value together. The relationship is mutual, not dependent. Elephants need the innovation of startups to stay competitive. Startups need the scale of big companies. The smart elephant partners with the gazelle, investing, acquiring, or becoming its customer. Look at Safaricom and M-Pesa in Kenya, a small project within a big company that transformed an entire economy. We need conditions for 1,000 M-Pesa stories in Nigeria. This isn't about taking from one to give to another, but about creating a dance floor where both thrive. The government's role is to choreograph, not patronize. Our policies should foster partnerships and alliances between big and small for national benefit. That's how we build a truly symbiotic economy. Let's tie this to our national ambitions. Our National Development Plan calls for diversifying the economy and creating jobs. Large companies are automating and shedding jobs. The future lies with startups and creative industries. My proposal is the most direct way to achieve our goals on employment and diversification. Agenda 2063 envisions a prosperous Africa driven by its citizens. Innovation zones networked across Africa can make this vision real, enabling cross-border collaboration from the ground up. Supporting startups isn't a distraction. It's central to our national agenda. It's about what startups can do for the government's goals.
As Nkechi finishes, the room shifts from skepticism to thoughtful silence. She's reframed the debate, not elephants versus gazelles, but how to make them dance together. The new dance is synergy public-private partnership for mutual growth.
Ms. Obasi, your idea of regulatory sandboxes linked to national goals is compelling.
Even her toughest critics are listening now. Today wasn't about final approval, but planting a seed and changing the conversation's rhythm. The Baobab strategy must connect grassroots needs to national power. True change requires bottom-up innovation and top-down support, a virtuous cycle. When elephants and gazelles dance, the whole savannah flourishes. This is the heartbeat of a continent rising. The scene shifts to the village, where elders and young leaders gather around a fire, the Sankofa Strategy Circle. Here, wisdom is shared through stories, not statistics. Mr. Tunde observes, knowing this council is as vital as any boardroom. The focus is Sankofa, the Akan philosophy of moving forward while learning from the past. Progress doesn't mean abandoning tradition. Tradition is the foundation for sustainable growth. Innovation is about reimagining old wisdom, not just chasing the new. For young entrepreneurs, this is a challenge. They want modern tools, but must root them in heritage. The Fire Pit Council teaches that new ideas are stronger when grounded in cultural knowledge. This is strategic retrospection, a counterbalance to relentless forward motion. The lesson true progress blends the old and the new. Here, the soul of the strategy is forged.
Sankofa means go back and fetch it. Know your past before you chart your future. Our ancestors' farming and social systems were sophisticated strategies for resilience. Modern business can learn from them. Modern isn't always better. Sankofa is about extracting timeless wisdom, not nostalgia. Deep roots help a tree survive storms. Your heritage is your roots. A business without roots is easily toppled.
For young entrepreneurs, this reframes culture as a competitive advantage. Heritage isn't a barrier, it's a strategic asset. Stories and traditional knowledge can be integrated into business models. Sankofa gives permission to be both authentically African and ambitiously modern. There's no contradiction, only strength in blending both.
A strategy without heritage is a drum with no echo. It makes a sound for a moment, but the sound dies instantly. It does not carry. It does not inspire anyone to dance. It has no resonance.
This simple demonstration is more powerful than any business school lecture. It perfectly illustrates the difference between a strategy that is technically correct and one that is culturally resonant. A strategy developed in a vacuum, based solely on market data and financial projections, is like the muffled drum. It might be logical, but it lacks the power to move people. It fails to connect with their emotions, their values, and their sense of identity. It has no echo. In contrast, a strategy that is deeply connected to the culture and history of its people is like the open drum. Its message reverberates, amplified by shared meaning and collective memory. It creates a rhythm that people want to be a part of.
So our next move in business must respect our history? Is that what the chief is saying?
Exactly. But it is more than just respect. It is about partnership. Your strategy must dance with your history. Think of Kofi's Cocoa Cooperative. His strength is not just that he grows cocoa. It is that he grows it using the organic methods of his ancestors. The history is not separate from the business strategy. It is the business strategy. It is the echo that makes his drumbeat heard in a crowded global market.
The chief's lesson empowers the group to see their background as a source of strength. A young woman who wants to start a textile business realizes that her competitive advantage lies in using traditional weaving patterns and natural dyes, telling the story behind each design. A young man planning a tour guide company understands that he should focus not just on wildlife but on the rich oral histories and folklore associated with each landmark. They begin to understand that their heritage is their unique selling proposition. It is what differentiates them from global competitors and creates a deeper, more meaningful connection with their customers. Their strategy starts to develop an echo.
Chief, we honor the past, and we see its wisdom, but the world is changing fast. We have to compete with companies that use artificial intelligence, blockchain, and global supply chains. How do we embrace Sankofa without getting stuck in the past? How do we look backward for wisdom while running forward to win in a digital age? Where is the balance between the baobab tree and the satellite dish?
Zuri's words really hang in the air, a question that, honestly, so many young Africans are wrestling with right now. Chief Luca listens, his respect clear, and he doesn't see tradition and modernity as opposites, but as partners.
The Sankofa bird has an egg in its mouth. The egg is the future. It is your technology, your new ideas, your global ambitions. The bird does not leave the egg behind when it looks back. It carries the future with it. The wisdom of the past is not meant to be a cage that holds you back. It is the compass that helps you navigate the future. It tells you which direction is true north for you and your people. Your why is the heritage of growing ethical organic cocoa. Your how could be using a blockchain to trace every bean from the farm to the chocolate bar, proving that story to your customers in Europe. You use the most modern tool to tell the most ancient story. Your why is the preservation of our ancestral weaving patterns. Your how is using an e-commerce website and Instagram to sell your creations to a global audience. The tradition and the technology do not conflict. They empower each other.
For everyone listening, this is a breakthrough. Suddenly, Sankofa isn't about choosing the past or the future, it's about weaving them together. It's creative, not rigid. Mr. Tunde, who's been quietly absorbing everything, finally shares his own insight. In Western strategy, we often talk about disruptive innovation. Sankofa teaches us a different concept: integrative innovation. It is innovation that doesn't seek to destroy what came before, but to build upon it, to enrich it, and to give it new life and new relevance. The young entrepreneurs, honestly, they're not seeing a conflict anymore. They're seeing a powerful, unique path forward.
Let us now drink from the calabash of our collective memory. Let each person share a story from our past, a story of a great success, a bitter failure, a clever solution to a difficult problem. These stories are our data, they are our case studies. From them, we will fetch our strategy.
Chief Luca's invitation opens a new phase. The elders begin to share, one by one. There's a story about the Great Drought of 1983, when underground grain storage saved the village, a lesson in resilience, passed down from a grandmother. Another elder recalls a land dispute resolved through a council that restored harmony, not through punishment. A masterclass in conflict resolution and stakeholder management. Then, a younger elder tells about the government tractor program in the 1990s. The tractors, big and expensive, just weren't right for their small farms. They broke down, sat rusting in the fields, a reminder of the dangers of ignoring local context.
We learned a lot from those tractors. Sometimes the best tool isn't the biggest or newest, but the one that actually fits our lives.
These stories, they're like living textbooks. I never realized how much we could learn just by listening to what really happened.
It's not just about the facts. It's about the feelings, the reasons, the lessons behind every decision.
With every sip from the calabash and every story, the group taps into a well of strategic wisdom. This isn't some dry market report. It's real, emotional, and full of context. The young entrepreneurs are soaking it all in, realizing they now have access to a treasure trove of hard-won knowledge. As the stories wind down, Mr. Tunde steps forward, carrying a big flip chart and a marker, his tools from the boardroom, now right here in the circle. His job is to help translate all these rich stories into clear, actionable principles that everyone can use. Thank you, our fathers and mothers, for these powerful lessons. Now let us try to name the wisdom you have shared. From Mama Adana's story of the drought and the underground grain storage, what principle can we extract?
Principle 1. Always maintain a buffer for hard times. Don't consume everything in a good season.
Mr. Tunde writes it down. Build resilience through strategic reserves. From the story of the land dispute, what did we learn?
That the goal of negotiation is not to win, but to restore harmony and find a solution that strengthens the community.
Mr. Tundi writes, prioritize long-term relationships over short-term gains. And the lesson from the failed tractors?
That a solution must fit the local context. The best tool is not the most powerful tool, but the most appropriate one.
Mr. Tundi writes, adopt appropriate technology and solutions. One by one, they pull out more principles. Listen to the earth and adapt to its rhythms. Share knowledge openly to lift the entire community. Solve problems at the lowest possible level. Your reputation is your most valuable capital. The flip chart fills up with a powerful indigenous strategic framework, born from the blend of oral history and modern analysis. Now the young entrepreneurs have more than just inspiration, they have a real set of guiding principles, a Sankofa scorecard, to measure their future decisions. They've fetched the wisdom, and now they're ready to carry it forward. The fire now burns low, casting a soft, intimate glow on the faces in the circle. The flip chart stands next to the fire, its pages filled with the new-old wisdom. A profound synthesis has occurred. The Sankofa Strategy Circle has achieved its purpose. It has successfully demonstrated that indigenous knowledge is not a relic of the past, but a vital and dynamic source of strategic insight for the future. The session has provided a powerful counterbalance to the purely analytical, forward-looking tools of Western strategic management, creating a more holistic, balanced, and robust approach. The young entrepreneurs have learned that their most unique and defensible competitive advantage may not come from a new technology or a clever marketing plan, but from the deep well of their own cultural heritage. They understand that by rooting their modern businesses in these timeless principles, they can build enterprises that are not only more likely to be profitable, but are also more resilient, more ethical, and more deeply connected to the communities they serve. They have been given a compass, not just a map. The map shows the terrain, but the compass, aligned with the true north of their values and history, will help them navigate any terrain they encounter.
You are the birds of the new generation. You have looked back and gathered the wisdom of your ancestors. You hold the egg of the future in your mouths. Now, fly forward. Fly with courage, fly with wisdom, and fly together. Build businesses that will make your grandfathers proud and your grandchildren prosperous. Let your drumbeat have an echo that will be heard for generations.
His words are not just an encouragement, they are a charge, a sacred responsibility passed from one generation to the next. As the circle breaks up, the participants leave not just with notes and ideas, but with a renewed sense of identity and purpose. The gap between the baobab tree and the satellite dish, which Zuri had so eloquently articulated, has been bridged. They are not two separate things to be chosen between, but two integrated parts of a new African reality. The Sankofa Strategy Circle has shown them how to stand firmly in their heritage while reaching confidently for the future. This is the essence of the Baobab strategy, a powerful, living framework that is deeply rooted, dynamically adaptive, and unapologetically African. In the Youth Enterprise Center, young entrepreneurs unite with a shared vision and purpose. But a plan alone is just clay, soft, formless. Implementation shapes it into reality. The journey from plan to action is where vision becomes achievement. Success means building together, paddling in sync, and letting culture animate the structure. Many start with a pyramid, a CEO at the top, departments below. But we need something different, a circle, not a pyramid, where everyone collaborates and communicates freely. The cooperative circle model is inspired by agile methods and village councils. It's about shared purpose, empowerment, and Ubuntu, strength in unity and adaptability.
With the circular structure in place, I think it's time we talk about the rhythm of execution. A structure without a tempo is just a diagram. A vision without milestones is a hallucination. We need to break down our grand vision into small, achievable steps. These are our drumbeats. Each time we hit a milestone, we have made progress. It creates momentum and gives us a reason to celebrate. It makes the long journey feel possible.
So, we're saying for each 90-day cycle or season, every project team defines 2 or 3 key results they'll commit to achieving. These aren't just vague intentions, they're specific, measurable outcomes. For my market access team, a key result could be, say, secure sample orders from 3 new European buyers, or design and produce 500 units of our new branded packaging. Ambitious, but realistic. and we'll write these results on a public board in the center for everyone to see.
That transparency is really critical. It means everyone knows what the other teams are working on and how their own work contributes to the bigger picture. It builds a culture of shared accountability.
But what about the metrics? I step in to ensure we don't fall into the trap of measuring only financial outcomes. Yes, we must measure our sales and our profits, but a Baobab strategy demands a richer definition of success. Our metrics must reflect our values. Together, we develop a balanced scorecard that includes not just financial health, but also community impact, employee well-being, and environmental stewardship. For example, alongside tracking revenue, we'll also track the percentage of profit reinvested in the community, the number of farmers trained in new skills, and the reduction in water usage. This approach keeps us true to our purpose, preventing the pressure for short-term profit from overwhelming our long-term vision.
And accountability here isn't about a boss scolding someone for missing a target. It's a collective process. At the end of every 90-day season, we'll gather in a circle for a harvest review. We'll share what we achieved, what we failed at, and most importantly, what we learned. The focus is on collective problem solving, not individual blame.
That's how we build psychological safety, where people aren't afraid to take risks or admit mistakes.
The discussion of structure and accountability naturally leads us to the question of leadership. In the traditional pyramid structure, leadership is synonymous with authority and control. The leader is the king, issuing commands from the top of the castle. But in the cooperative circle model, that style of leadership would be disastrous. It would destroy the trust and autonomy that the entire system is built on. So, I introduce a different metaphor, one deeply rooted in many African cultures, the leader as a shepherd. This is the idea of servant leadership, but in a local context. A king sits on his throne and commands his subjects. A shepherd, however, walks among his flock. He doesn't drive them from behind with a whip. He leads them from the front, guiding them to the best pastures and protecting them from danger. He knows each member of his flock by name. His authority comes not from his title, but from the trust he has earned. His primary concern is the well-being of the flock, not his own power or glory. This is the kind of leadership our new enterprises need. Leadership is not command, it is service.
Building on that, a shepherd leader's main job is to listen. They spend more time asking questions than giving orders. They practice empathy, really seeking to understand the challenges their team members face. They're coaches and mentors, focused on developing the skills and confidence of others. Their role is to remove obstacles so the team can do its best work. And they're also the chief storyteller, always reminding everyone of our central purpose, the why that unites us, making sure the flock is always moving in the right direction.
This model of leadership is then embedded into our structure. The rotating nature of the Leadership Council ensures that leadership is seen as a responsibility to be shared, not a position to be hoarded. It demystifies leadership and trains more people in the skills of facilitation and strategic oversight. It prevents the rise of a single, all-powerful figure and reinforces the communal spirit of the enterprise. The most respected leader isn't the one with the best ideas, but the one who creates an environment where everyone feels empowered to contribute their best ideas. This is how a culture of leadership is cultivated at all levels of the organization.
With the structure shaped and the leadership model defined, the final and most crucial element is culture. Culture is the invisible force that determines how people behave when no one is watching. It's the sum of our shared values, beliefs, and practices. Structure is the canoe, but culture is the water it floats on. If the water is toxic, full of fear, blame, and politics, the most beautifully designed canoe will sink. We must intentionally forge a culture of resilience, trust, and continuous learning.
This is perhaps the most difficult part of implementation. Since culture can't be decreed, it must be lived. The cornerstone of our culture is our approach to failure. In many corporate and traditional settings, failure is a source of shame, something to be hidden or punished. In the Baobab strategy, it's reframed as an essential part of the learning process.
When a potter's first pot cracks in the kiln, does she give up pottery?
No, she examines the cracks to understand what went wrong. Was the clay too wet? Was the heat too high? The cracked pot isn't a failure, it's data. It's a lesson that makes the next pot stronger.
So, we'll have a crackpot award at the end of each season, given to the team that took the biggest, smartest risk and learned the most from the outcome, whether it succeeded or failed. That makes it safe to be bold and encourages experimentation and innovation.
And we'll complement this with other small but powerful rituals. We'll start every meeting with a story of the week, where someone shares a positive customer interaction or a small victory, just to reinforce our connection to our purpose. We'll end every week with the Harvest Review Circle, practicing open and honest communication.
These rituals are the loom on which the fabric of our culture is woven. The culture is also reinforced by the principles of Sankofa and Ubuntu. Sankofa encourages us to regularly look back at our own short history, our past seasons, to extract lessons. Ubuntu guides our interactions, fostering a spirit of mutual support. If one team is struggling to meet its goals, other teams are encouraged to offer help, not criticism. We understand that we are all interconnected, and a weakness in one part of the circle weakens the whole. This creates a deeply resilient organization, one that can absorb shocks and adapt to challenges because its people are bound together by trust and a shared commitment to learning and growth. The time for planning is over. The clay has been shaped, the vessel is ready for the kiln. Now the team faces the real test, turning strategy into action. There's excitement and uncertainty, but together they adapt, learn, and grow stronger with every challenge. The vessel emerges, tempered and ready, carrying their vision forward.
We have talked about our roots, our community, and our heritage. Now, let's talk about our wings. Technology is not a replacement for our culture. It is the amplifier of our culture. It is the tool that allows our local ideas to have a global reach.
Zuri wants to dispel the notion that technology is a foreign concept that must be imported wholesale. Instead, she presents it as a set of powerful neutral tools that can be adapted and repurposed to solve uniquely African problems in an authentically African way, a concept she calls digital drumbeats. Mr. Tundi joins the conversation from the center in Nigeria, reinforcing her point with a crucial metaphor. Zuri is right. Think of it this way. Technology is the drum. It can be a small hand drum or a giant ceremonial one. It can be simple or complex. But the technology itself is silent. It makes no music on its own. The music, the rhythm, the soul, the message, that must still come from us. The rhythm must still come from your culture, from your purpose, from your Sankofa wisdom. A digital drum beat without a cultural heart is just noise. Our task is to learn how to play these new digital drums with our own ancient powerful rhythms. This framing is essential to the Baobab strategy's approach to innovation. It avoids the twin traps of either rejecting technology as a corrupting Western influence or adopting it blindly without considering its cultural fit. It advocates for a conscious, deliberate fusion. The goal is not just to use technology, but to master it and shape it to serve the community's goals. It is about taking tools like artificial intelligence, mobile payments, and social media, and asking, how can this help us live our value of Ubuntu on a larger scale? How can this tool help us tell our Sankofa story to the world? The innovation is not in the tech itself, but in the cultural application of the tech.
Africa leapfrogged landlines and desktops, jumping straight to mobile. Here, the phone is our bank, market, and school. Innovation in our hands. Designed for simple data-light mobile use, not laptops. The best solutions fit the user's context. The most powerful digital drumbeat is simple, purposeful, and serves the people.
That really makes sense, Zuri. We can start simple and make real impact for our farmers.
If the mobile phone is the digital drum, then the data it creates is the new cassava, abundant but only useful when transformed. Like cassava, data must be processed into insight to nourish your business and help it grow strong. We are no longer guessing what our customers want. We are listening to their digital footprints. The tools are new, but the principle is ancient, listening deeply to the community and serving its needs. As we wrap up this session, I want to talk about the most important part of technology in our Baobab strategy, Its relationship with people. There's this obsession in Silicon Valley with making everything frictionless and automated, as if the best system is one where you never have to talk to another person. But honestly, that's a dangerous path for us. In Africa, business is built on relationships. Trust is our most important currency. The goal of our technology shouldn't be to replace human connection, but to enhance it. We must build what I call a human algorithm. A human algorithm is a system that uses technology to empower people, not to make them obsolete. It's about blending the efficiency of digital tools with the empathy and wisdom of human judgment. For example, imagine a tech-enabled micro-lending company. A purely digital system might use an algorithm to automatically approve or deny a loan based only on payment history. But a human algorithm would use technology to flag a farmer whose payment pattern looks unusual. Instead of just denying the loan, that flag would trigger a call from a local agent who can ask, "Is everything okay? We noticed a change. Is there a problem with your harvest or your family's health?" This is Ubuntu in system design. It recognizes that behind every data point is a real person with a complex life. Technology helps us see who might need support, but it's human connection that delivers that help with compassion and understanding. This approach builds deep loyalty and strengthens the community, turning customers into partners. And honestly, it's a competitive advantage that a purely automated foreign competitor will find almost impossible to copy. It puts our values right at the heart of how we work.
Remember, technology provides the drum, but the drummer is always a human being. Your hands, guided by your heart and your heritage, must be the ones to play the rhythm. Use these powerful new tools to listen more deeply, to serve more effectively, and to connect more authentically. Build businesses where the digital drum beats are fast, efficient, and innovative, but the rhythm they play is the timeless, powerful, and deeply human rhythm of Ubuntu. That truly is the future of African ingenuity. The final scene of our journey doesn't unfold in a boardroom or a trendy co-working space, but out in a vibrant community field, glowing with the golden light of late afternoon. There's a spirit of celebration in the air with music, laughter, and the unmistakable joy of a community coming together. It's the Harvest Festival, a tradition that marks the fruits of a season's labor. But this year, it feels different. It's not just about a successful cocoa harvest for Kofi's cooperative, it's about a new way of thinking, a new way of working together. This is the culmination of the Baobab strategy, a moment to gather the bounty and reflect on the journey. Mr. Tunde Adewale stands at the edge of the gathering, his face showing profound satisfaction. He watches as Kofi Ose, now more than just a farmer but a confident business leader, proudly shows off the cooperative's new, beautifully branded bags of cocoa beans. He sees Zuri Mwangi deep in conversation with the young entrepreneurs she mentored, their faces beaming with newfound confidence. Chief Luca smiles, watching his people thrive, his wisdom now woven into the fabric of their modern enterprise. This scene is the living proof of a successful strategy, one that doesn't just bring profit, but creates prosperity, pride, and a renewed sense of community. The concept of the harvest in the Baobab strategy is a powerful metaphor for monitoring and evaluation. In many Western models, M&E is a cold, clinical process. Dashboards, KPIs, quarterly reports reviewed by a few executives. It's often backward-looking, focused on credit or blame. But the harvest reframes this as a forward-looking communal celebration of learning. It's a collective act of thanksgiving and reflection, where everyone comes together to assess the yield, understand what worked, and gather wisdom for the next season. It's a process that engages the heart as well as the head. The cooperative's success isn't just measured by higher income per farmer, though that matters. It's measured in the laughter of children with more to eat, in the empowerment of women managing finances, and in the stronger bonds of trust within the community. This is the holistic yield of a strategy rooted in Ubuntu. The harvest is a reminder that a good strategy grows the bottom line, but a great strategy nourishes the entire community. It feeds the body, the mind, and the soul. As the music softens, Mr. Tunde gathers the key players into a circle, just like the Sankofa Fire Pit Council. This is the formal part of the harvest, the moment for real, conscious reflection. A good strategy grows, he begins, his voice steady and warm. A great one feeds. And the greatest of all teaches. Now let us ask the most important question. What did we learn this season?
I learned that strategy starts in the village, not in the boardroom. I used to think we needed to copy what successful companies in America did, but I now see that our greatest strength comes from our own culture, from our own way of seeing the world. Our strategy must be born from our own soil.
I was reminded that vision without values is like planting without rain. We can have the most brilliant technological ideas and the most aggressive growth plans, but if they're not anchored in the values of community, integrity, and service, they'll produce hollow fruit. The technology is just the tool. The values tell us how to use it for good. Our human algorithm, our commitment to connection, is our true innovation.
We have learned that Africa does not lack strategy. It only lacks confidence in its own strategies. For too long, we have looked outside for answers, believing our own ways were not good enough for the modern world. This harvest proves that our wisdom is not old-fashioned, it is timeless. When we trust in ourselves, we can achieve anything.
The Harvest Festival isn't an endpoint. In nature, every harvest carries the seeds for the next season. The end of one strategic cycle is really the beginning of another. The final lesson of the Baobab strategy is that strategy isn't a straight line with a start and finish. It's a living, breathing, ongoing cycle of planning, doing, and reflecting. The wisdom from this season's harvest becomes the fertilizer for the next, making the soil even richer. It's an iterative, adaptive process that never really ends. The young entrepreneurs, energized by their first successful season, are already buzzing with new ideas. Kofi's cooperative is planning a micro-loan program for its members. The textile designer wants to use cocoa byproducts for a new line of natural dyes. The gazelles aren't just leaping, they're learning to leap together, building new synergies and opportunities. They know their success is connected, and they're creating an ecosystem of mutual support, a real-life expression of Ubuntu. Mr. Tunde watches them, knowing his work isn't finished, but has just entered a new phase. He's no longer the main teacher, but a mentor and a guide. The seed of the Baobab strategy has been planted, and now it's taking root, growing, and starting to spread on its own.
Strategic management in Africa must be rooted in culture, scaled through innovation, and driven by vision.
That's the core of the Baobab strategy. It's a formula that honors the past, embraces the future, and empowers the present. It's a call to build businesses that are not just successful, but significant. A blueprint for a prosperous, confident, and self-reliant Africa built one community, one enterprise, one harvest at a time. The drumbeat of African ingenuity is growing louder, and the world is beginning to listen.